The world roasts African Americans for not knowing where we're from, and I was no exception.
You know what you are? No, ethnically.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would find that strange. I feel like I wouldn't really have a personality.
So I took a freaking DNA test, and it turns out I'm 60% West African, 21% of that being Ghanaian.
What makes it different from the US, yeah? We kind of like claim our roots a lot more. We are more kind of like culturally diverse.
So I'm taking the first flight to Ghana to explore something bigger than myself. I'm really hoping to try some delicious food and explore terrain I've only seen on wallpapers. I want to dive into a culture that I'd never had a chance to be a part of. Africa is portrayed so poorly on the media, and I think it's finally time to explore the truth. After a 6-hour flight, I was finally in Ghana and I was super excited. Until I ran into my first problem. The woman in the border control looked so sweet, but because my yellow fever vaccine didn't kick in until 3 days later, she had the power to extort me. She said, you can either quarantine for 4 days or you pay me 500 Ghana cedi. So what did I do? I had to go to the ATM, take the money out, go to the bathroom, put the money in my passport, then slyly hand it to her. First 5 minutes here and I got finessed. But alas, we finally made it and it was time to explore Ghana. Back with Nicolas.
What's up?
Nick and I met almost 3 years ago in London. We're basically the same person, except just from different places of the world, and he's literally my other half, bro.
What's up, man? I'm Kjordy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Big shout out to everybody in Ghana, man, for all y'all showing me love, man. Hey!
But now it's time to finally explore Ghana. Ghana was hot, beautiful, there's so much to do, there's beaches, there's people, and it was the biggest culture shock in the best way possible. Yo! What in the world is that? What did you capture? A mouse?
No.
A rabbit?
Rat.
Wait, hold on, a rat? It's just so wholesome seeing these little kids, because then we realized we really weren't much different than them, if that makes sense, man. It's like I'm back to my roots. I'm gonna say it a million times in this video, but yeah, I'm trying not to. After an eventful first day, I was settled in and was preparing for something a bit heavy. The following morning, we were preparing to go to the south of the coast, Tomina Castle, also known as the Slave Castles. I'm gonna walk the same coast where my ancestors were taken. We're gonna see the dungeons and visit the door of no return to see what lies behind these walls. I wanna film the castles, talk to the guides, and even talk to the locals and see what it really means to have an African American standing here. And I'm excited to see how Ghanaians view the diaspora and watch me try to reconcile being both African and American. It's time to see what this place really says and it's all about. That route to Tomina Castle was nothing like I ever expected. 5 hours is a long time when you're packed with two people who are both 6'5", Nick and I, and then Kobe's a pretty beefy guy as well.
There's no seatbelt. It'll be okay. London these days, yeah, you walk around with your phone, somebody snaps it while you walk in the park. You'll be okay with the seatbelt.
But it made it worth it seeing all the different terrain, people, and little side markets on the side of the street that made that journey that much more fun. Then we stopped by this place and got jollof rice and chicken.
Another crush.
Which to this day, I think gave me the worst Ghana belly ever. But lo and behold, we finally got to the castle and immediately it was an intense feeling.
This is the biggest and the oldest castle in Sahara Africa. Was built by the Portuguese in 1482. Now it's 543 years now.
Making it the oldest European structure in sub-Saharan Africa. They called it Salyorhe da Mina, St. George's of the Mine, because originally they came there for gold. This was a trading post and a foothold in West Africa and a gateway to unimaginable wealth. But as time passed, the purpose of this place changed, and what began as a center of commerce became one of the most infamous hubs of the transatlantic slave trade.
But later the Dutch came and fight with the Portuguese, they conquered them, they take over the castle. Then the Dutch ruled for more than 200 years before they sold the castle to the British. That is why later Ghana ruled by the British.
These walls, corridors, and those dark chambers held tens of thousands of African men, women, and children who were captured, imprisoned, and shipped across the ocean, never to return. When I was walking through those dungeons, the air felt so heavy, and the rooms were super small, and the ceilings were low. This is where people were kept for weeks or even months, packed tightly in darkness, waiting for the ships that would eventually carry them to their bondage. But ironically enough, above these dungeons, the European officers lived in complete contrast. They had spacious quarters, open balconies, and beautiful views of the sea. And they even had a church where they praised the Lord while people were starving below. This separation wasn't just physical, it was a system built on power and exploitation, and on the belief that some lives mattered less than others. And here's the saddest part about the place: the door of no return. It was a narrow opening facing the Atlantic. For countless Africans, this was the final step on their homeland. Once they passed through this, they were forced onto ships bound for the Americas. For many, this is the last time they would ever see Africa. Standing there, you felt the gravity of the moment. The oceans looked like the same as it did centuries ago, but the stories it carries are immeasurable. It's honestly so surreal seeing a place like this and seeing it in real life. Because you hear about it all the time in history class, but they don't teach about the Amino Castle. All they talk about is slavery in the US. It never goes back this far. So I'm glad we're seeing it in person. But of course, I still managed to make a fool of myself. This is Nick's long ass. Oh shit.
What? Bro, you gotta pay that.
It was now time to head back to Accra. But there was just one thing. Driving in Ghana is chaotic. It's super scary if you've never experienced anything like this. And a lot of the time, there are no lanes. Most roads are not paved, and people drive extremely aggressive.
That's crazy, bro.
Everyone tries to find a gap and goes for it with no warning. And motorbikes thread in between cars like it's nothing. And the scariest part, most taxis don't even have seatbelts. But through all this chaos, there is something a little thrilling about being in all this traffic. So how do you stay confident in all this traffic?
Just think for everyone, especially those bus drivers, even if they make mistakes, know that they can do this at any point in time.
I feel like you have to be very, very patient, bro.
Yeah, very, very patient. If you are quick-tempered, I don't think maybe you should drive.
No.
Every 5 minutes you might be fighting.
Every 5 minutes, someone's cutting you off, there's no lines, and people just honk as well.
If you are not used to honking, sorry, don't drive in Ghana.
Don't drive in Ghana. I consider myself a pretty decent driver, bro, but this traffic is insane. It's actually quite scary, bro. We finally got to our Airbnb safe, and it was the next morning, it was time to go out. Today, I really want to explore Central Accra because we live a little bit outside of Accra with Nick's mom, who's like greater Accra area. We went out for a bit last night. It was good vibes, but it's just cool seeing such a different place. I'm probably going to say this a lot in this video, but Ghana is so rich, and I just love it. But I had to find some cash because I haven't took out any since I got finessed at the airport. I didn't quite know what area I was in, but it was beautiful. But funny enough, there was no ATM in sight. A guy at the kiosk told me there was one about 40 meters away, but unfortunately, it was out of service. But everything happens for a reason because Nick and I randomly stumbled upon this building on the top floor with the art class. So you know we had to explore. A little side quest. Me and Nick stumbled upon an art studio, so I think I might do an art class. You ready? The people were so sweet, even gave us a little tour. For those who don't know, I absolutely love art, but I suck. So it's time to get our supplies and get cracking. I'm saying we should do it. Viewers, should we do it? We had to decide what we wanted to get. And after some time thinking, I chose to do an MJ in his prime, and Nick chose to do a chili pepper. I feel so prim and proper. This place is such a vibe, man. It's so wholesome. And the view's just insane. There is something so therapeutic about painting. Whether you're good or not, it calms your mind and gets you in a really nice flow state. Painting was going well, and I was low-key shook because Nick was actually pretty good, and I was low-key jealous. Here's what it's supposed to look like versus how it turned out.
What is that?
After a long day in Accra, we headed back to Nick's family's house, and we enjoyed some time with the locals. There is something so wholesome about being around people who may not have a lot, but their mindset and attitude is so positive. It makes you change your perspective. And I played football with the young ones for ages, and I must say I wasn't very good.
Bro, because they got the thing. Bro, what the?
And I even gave them money for a new football, and they were so appreciative. They are so freaking grateful, bro. This is why Ghana's so beautiful. Nick kicked the ball really hard, hit this tree, hit his shop, and now he's pleading for his ball back. Thank you, Uncle. Nick got a haircut, and I even let some of the kids film stuff. There you go, now record. Hey.
Okay.
Be careful, be careful, be careful. Be careful, please. Good day out. All right, y'all, Nick and I are about to go to the beach, a little close beach, but before, I think Nick's mom made some proper Ghanaian food. What's the green stuff called, Nick?
It's kind of like conglomerate. Normally I eat that one with like fish, and then with avocado. And then we just have some light soup here, but we don't have the actual fufu.
Fufu is so interesting because that is the most popular food you hear about when it comes to Ghanaian and Nigerian dishes. Oh my God. That was so dangerous. You're not scared?
No.
And it was so exciting to see that being made in real time. It's crazy how good the rhythm is, because they're just, oh,
Yeah, this is fufu.
yum, 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 yum. It looks almost like mashed potato a bit.
Yeah, it's like this is from plantain. You boil the plantain, you boil the cassava. You use them together and pound it.
And it was impressive seeing Kwapana and Kobe work in unison with no injuries. So y'all know what that means. I have to try my hand. Can I try it? Or you don't trust me?
Yes.
Alright, tell me the rhythm of this. Oh God.
Slowly.
That's a lot of trust. You're trusting. Oh, it's scary. Your hand's right there. Watch out, Abana. God, this is scary. I feel like I'm gonna hit your hand. Alright, Kobe, you take it. I feel like I'm doing bad. And I was not the best, to say the least. But at least I tried. And this, everybody, is Mama Esther. She is the woman that's been cooking all these delicious meals.
Thank you.
It's been a while, and we've been in the hot sun, the humidity, the heat. I think it's finally time for a beach day. So Nick told me there's a bunch of beaches. Apparently it's very, very beautiful. I mean, for God's sake, there's palm trees all around here, so it must be beautiful. I'm excited to dip my butt in the water, man. Grace, get your butt inside, girl. Oh, shit. What? Wait, Nick booked 2 Ubers? Only Nick. I absolutely love where Nick's family lives because it's so scenic and green compared to Central Accra. There was always palm trees, views, and the people were much more calm. There was a little hiccup because we couldn't find the location, so we had to ask a bunch of randoms.
What do I make chocolate chip say? The people who ever visit Ghana, to the ones who smoke shushu, don't think this is the Western world where you just like carry it in your pocket. I'm telling you, here, when the police catches you with weed, you're in big trouble. They will finish you. Hey, do you know what you do and do it? They will finish you, will pay,
Bro.
you will be beaten.
We already got scammed once by this cop. Long story short, we went out the wrong way. He escorted us and made us pay 50 Ghana cedi.
He said, boss, you know we can fuck your system. You know we can fuck.
Ghana is an amazing place. Don't be on the wrong side of the police, bro, the government, because they will take your money. But at last, we arrived. It felt more like a resort than anything else, and I was shocked by the beauty of it. After days of being hot and a little bit humid, the water's on my feet, man. It just feels good. How's it feel, Papa?
Brother, I was saying in another video, I came here, I was like, that's life, brother.
Just a little disclaimer, I call Nick Papa because he has a kid. Like, so he's like a dad. I don't no weird shit going on. I gotta show all the waves, though. We got the first stop, the bathroom, and I had the most scenic pee of my life in there. The beach was a super nice change from the heat of Ghana we've been experiencing for the whole trip. I think I want to go swimming. I just pray there's no sharks or... Are there sharks in here? There's sharks? The driver's saying he's looking kind of sus. And after getting some shots, we sat back, relaxed, swam in the water, even though it was oddly salty, and just enjoyed the view. Just got out the water, bro. It feels so nice. But the mad part is, this place is like a proper resort. It feels really nice. And there is not one person here. Like, I know it's a Tuesday, but it's kind of wild, though. We left the beach, watched some kids play football, which was one of my favorite things to do while I was in Ghana. And then we headed home. Last Thursday, I randomly stumbled across a gym, like a local gym around here, and they had an aerobics class, and it was probably one of the most craziest classes I've ever done. So now it's Monday, they have another class again, and I thought me and Nick would attack it, and I'd probably show y'all, bro, because like, they had me doing things I've never done before in my entire life, bro. So y'all get ready for this. I don't think anything could have prepared me for this. I heavily underestimated aerobics because this is one of the most challenging classes I took. And the teacher was definitely on something because he was full of energy the entire hour and did not get tired once. Abs were hurting, arms were hurting, soul was demoralized. My whole shirt is sweating. I am done. I feel on my abs, I feel on my legs, but now it's time for some footy. I see people playing football, aka soccer, so we gotta give it a little shot. Let's be it. And I never grew up playing, but since moving abroad, it's literally played everywhere. Any country I go to, any country I visit, it's just like either a football field or people are playing in a park. And it's just so readily available. And after not being a fan for so long, when you're exposed to it that much, you start actually liking the sport. And there's something so fun about kicking the ball around with your mates. I know it's simple, but it's a little joy you get from it. Though I tried to kick the ball, I wasn't the best. But I feel like goalie's my favorite because it's the only position where you can use your hands. And the people that ran the complex were nice enough to give us an actual game, so I fulfilled my destiny of being a goalkeeper.
Oh, wow!
It was fun, but I don't think I could keep up with the locals. There were kids that couldn't be older than 5-6 years old that were outskilling me. So after that, I thought it was time to hang up the cleats. But all in all, it was such a good time, and I enjoyed that day, even though I woke up with cramps the next morning.
Oh, wow, you can catch. Wow. Oh. People always ask me, oh, you must have get your height from your German side. No, look at my uncle. He's like 6'7".
After meeting Nick's extremely tall uncle, he convinced us to come back to him to Kwawu. That's where he and his mom's side of the family is from. Kwawu sits high up in the east region of Ghana, along a ridge that feels like it's watching over the whole country. The people here are part of the Akan ethnic group that speak Tree. The region has been dubbed Asahi Aban, or the natural fortress given its very tall position, as the highest habitable elevation in the country. The ride was supposed to be about 3 hours, but there was a slight problem. We got lost a bit.
Jesus.
Uncle got us going to the boonies, man. It was supposed to be 3 hours, but you will see.
Because I mean to
We're still trying to find our way.
yeah, because this way, okay.
Think we a bit lost. After some help, we were right back on the road. Scenes were absolutely beautiful, and I would catch myself staring out the window for moments at a time. But there was one thing missing: food. And ever since getting that Ghana belly on the way to Elmina Castle, I've been very wary of trying food on the road. But lo and behold, we took our chances and found a pretty reliable looking rest stop, and the food was pretty good. This is shit talk. It's made with like fried fish crushed with red peppers and chilies. Not a fan of it.
You know this prevents cancer.
Ah, okay.
This is how a banana is normally supposed to look like. And this one, when you open them, you can see the tiny seeds in them. If you eat it in the morning, it will last you, it will give you strength for the day.
But Uncle had a little surprise for us. So we started driving a little bit off-road. Beautiful green scenery. And then he told us he had a freaking farm. It's raining heavy right now. We're on his farm. Bunch of chickens and stuff. It was absolutely pouring out, but that wasn't gonna stop us from seeing the chickens, goats, and ducks that were scattered all over this farm. Time to try to pick one up.
Aye!
Nah, fuck that. You get it.
By the leg,
Hey,
by the leg.
you grab it.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
How do you grab it? Bro, look at those talons, bro. Never trying that again in my life. And after literally chasing chickens for an hour, it was time to get back on the road. We were almost there. What the? Bro. We're going right there. We were finally getting close. The air was getting cool and thin, and the terrain started to change. And I was loving every single moment of it. Just sticking my head out the window and enjoying it. I'm low-key thinking I'm like in the mountain and countryside. The mountains and countryside more than Accra. The air is more clean. The people are a bit nicer, but even though I haven't talked to too many people, but there's so many animals and I feel like you're like really in nature. When Accra, there's a bunch of traffic, cities, smog, beggars, etc. So this seems a lot more like proper Ghana, if that makes sense. How you doing, Kobe? This is the most turkeys I think I've seen in my entire life.
Your entire life.
The most turkeys in one time I've seen in my entire life. Uncle was saying that these turkeys taste way better because they're like free range. They eat on the land.
This is what we call organic.
America, we gotta come correct, bro. We got fake turkeys, man, feeding them what grains and fatties and oils and stuff.
Right,
it's horrible, bro.
Okay, guide dog.
I think we made it to one of the markets on top of the mountain, bro. It was so green, and then you get to the top, and there's so much like food, families, music. It's kind of sick. I think Uncle's gonna buy some vegetables for tonight's dinner. And something I fell in love with Ghana, the fresh coconut. Never was a fan of it before this, but there's something so refreshing and nice about it that I really enjoyed. It was the first time I actually ate the skin, so to speak. It looked super sus, but it was actually really tasty. Alas, we made it. After some good sleep in Kwawu, Uncle wanted to take us on a hike, so guess what? We woke up at 5 a.m. and it was like nothing I've ever experienced. I have been on a lot of hikes in my lifetime, but this one was different. It was fresh, it was real, it felt like I was truly one with nature, as cheesy as that sounds. And it was a complete different climate than Accra, and the elevation was so high it felt like we were in the clouds. Literally. On the way up, I kept seeing people head in our direction with machetes, and it turns out they would wake up super early, cut down the roots, leaves, and trees, and bring them back to the community.
Good morning.
So I thought, hey, I'd give it a shot.
Oh, Chopson Lee, how do you do it? Where?
Turns out it was much harder than it looked. But Nick was so confident he was better. And sadly, he was.
Hey!
Maybe it's just in his blood. After a good walk, Nick and I spotted a fruit tree, which I thought was papaya. Nick grabbed the one from the first tree, but it was oozing out something super sus, so we thought to go to the tree that was a little bit further in the woods. Sadly, we got told off for not asking, and rightfully so.
Oh, okay.
After homeboy gave us permission to try, I had to try my hand in getting the fruit. But what y'all don't know, your boy grew up in the woods, and I stayed doing stuff like this as a kid.
Okay.
I grew up in the woods, boy.
Take your
Success. Dad, don't watch that. After walking back and having a good breakfast, Uncle took us to one of the coolest places I've been to in my life, a place called Stone Age Park. It was so interesting because Stone Age Park was founded by a guy who bought a plot of land that was overtaken by a landfill. He cleaned the entire place and ended up finding remains and human bones from over 12,500 years ago and decided to make a time capsule jungle. In the beautiful scenery, the cooler realization hit me that this is where the earliest people of Kwawu used to live, cook, craft, and tell stories under the same area. After saying goodbye to Mama Esther and Kobe, it was time to leave and reflect on one of the most important trips I've taken in my life. I arrived in Ghana with preconceptions, but the warmth and generosity I found here changed everything. People who have so little live so fully and give so freely. Ghana is rich, and a society where Africa is labeled as poor. Out of all the countries I've been to in my life, Ghana is the richest. Rich in love, family, and most importantly, spirit. I never knew what to expect when I arrived, but this trip rewrote every expectation I had. The people welcomed me like I've always belonged, sharing their stories and humor. And of this short time, they took me in as their own. If you associate richness with the daily hustle and a full bank balance, then you're blind to another kind of wealth. I'll hopefully never forget to make fufu, or how crazy it was to drive in central Accra. But after experiencing this beautiful country, I'm sure of one thing. I'm proud to now call myself Ghanaian, where my ancestors once roamed. Thank you so much for watching this journey with me. If this resonated with you, subscribe, leave a comment about what surprised you the most. 2026 will be full of travel experiences like this. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and as always, peace and love. Kjordy. Hey! Oh, what are you doing, brother? Oh, this one's a silly one like me. This guy's silly. Wait, bro, Kobe, are you working out or no? Of course not. No. There we go. Hey! I got Nick and his 7-year-old uncle beat me up the hill. Take it over.
Alright, so I'm here with Kjordy. Alright people, today's my first live streaming, and then don't be bothered because I feel like being
You're doing good, bro. Why are you being nervous? You're doing so good. You were doing so good.